yes, it is I. And look, my head's not sideways, and I'm back in the cave or the dungeon or whatever, the basement, whatever the hell you guys want to think I'm in. I'm in a bedroom. Sorry. Anyways, yes, so I got the computer fixed. That's what's died, for all of you wondering what died. It was my computer. My power supply went kaput. I have no idea why it went kaput. I think I know why, because my computer is running about 1,000 times better now that I replaced it, so I think it had been on the fritz for a while, and I just didn't know it, and it finally just gave out. But not that any of you care about that. Back to the point of the videos. Now, some of you questioned the video that was put up before this one with Crazy Mike and C-Dude, Gilbert, Andy was in it too, I think. Anyways, from New York City, where he basically came on and they went on their big little rampage. For those of you not aware, Chase C-Dude has access to my account. Why he has access to my account, none of you need to know. But he does have access to my account. Jared has access to my account as well, which I'm sure some of you already knew because he has posted videos up on my page before. That all said, what that was kind of a takeoff that they did. That was kind of a takeoff of the video that we all did, WrestleMania weekend, which I guess some of you may have missed, where we questioned, where everyone was and what was going on, and this, that, and the other. I don't think, some of you probably hadn't seen that one, but we did the same thing where we wondered where the people that weren't there were there, and, all that sort of stuff. So that's what that was. That was just them having fun, because Chase did know that I already knew that he was going to New York City, because Jared mistakenly thought he was being funny and joking around, and I figured out Chase was going. So, anyways, which was tonight, which is what I'm here to talk about. Of course, we had the show that is not yet named, which happened in New York City at the Manhattan Center. Not in the ballroom, but back down below, because apparently there was some sort of concert, some sort of techno concert thing going on, so they were back downstairs. Apparently there was a bunch of people there. This was a huge, huge show, which most people already knew. This was the last show with Bryan Danielson and Nigel McGuinness. And there is lots of news coming out of this. Of course, for those of you not aware, apparently Chris Hero has signed a contract with the WWE as well. I'm sure people will be like, oh no! Except, what has Ring of Honor ever done with Chris Hero? Really? Not that much. I'm not saying that he's not good, not saying that it's not a loss, but, you can get where I'm going with that. That said, from most of the reports, this show was said to be amazing. Ladder War, even with Eddie Edwards with a broken elbow, was said to be insane. And a lot of people said that Eddie Edwards basically turned into a face because people knew he was hurt and went out there and did crazy shit. Briscoes and Young Bucks was what everyone pretty much thought it was going to be. Great. And the main event was said to be amazing. And there was said to be lots of other great stuff on there. But maybe the biggest newsworthy thing to come out of the entire show, for those of you not aware, is Jim Cornette. Well, Jim Cornette was at the show, but apparently so was Homicide, though Homicide was there as a spectator, though, and there was a huge TNA sucks chant during the whole thing. And then about halfway through, near the second half of the show, after the Austin Aries match, where apparently I've heard reports, I might be wrong on this, that he took a move off the top rope that sounds insane. Not that we haven't seen it before, but it still sounded insane. That Jim Cornette came out and made his re-debut in Ring of Honor. Apparently, he's going to be the ROH on Ring of Honor on HDNet executive producer or something like that. It's basically a TV role, though he will have some backstage power, or he will be doing some stuff backstage. But apparently Adam Pearce will still be the booker. I know people will be going, oh no! But hey, it's the way it is. But I think this is a great thing. I've said this before. I definitely support this. Yay, yay, yay. So that's what I wanted to come on here and say, just that Jim Cornette signed with Ring of Honor, apparently. And apparently he's going to be doing Ring of Honor stuff. That and Chris Hero's now gone, apparently. Which, apparently him and Kingston had a pretty good little match from the sounds of it. I don't know. Haven't seen it. Can't say. But I'm sure the guys in New York will start putting up their reviews. I know there was a ton of people there. I think Sanders Robin was there, so he would probably be the guy to probably have the best review. Sorry guys, I can't, Chase doing reviews isn't always the greatest thing in the world. And Crazy Mike might. I'm sure. I know there was a lot of guys there, so that should be good. Sounds like they had an awesome time and all of that. But anyways, I wanted just to come on here and just kind of spill the beans for those of you that didn't know. But yes, Jim Cornette is in Ring of Honor. Yes, Ring of Honor traded D'Lo Brown for Jim Cornette. Who do you think came off better on that end of the deal?